Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Series. We're in Phoenix, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun. Can you believe it? We found enough water to go racing. Listen, the temperatures are up. We've got a cool breeze. It's not enough to keep you from cooking in the cockpit if you're hanging on the line, especially if you're chasing a world record. It's the hottest racing on water. The Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Series is coming your way next.
Great drag race to close out the day. Sylvie will take the win.
That's a boat in the far lane. Man, that thing hooks and spawns, and then it gets pretty ugly right there.
Yeah, we get serious about racing. There's no doubt about it. When the lid goes down, I'm there to beat him.
There's a lot of tough competition out here. We're fixing that to put a sham lamb on them. That's Texas. We'll go fast.
Welcome to the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Racing Series here at Firebird International Raceway. Ken Stout, Alan Reinhardt, and of course Terry Boyd will bring you the 24th annual Lakefest presented by K&N Filters, and it's all in HD where available. Some beautiful pictures out here from Chandler, Arizona. Let's talk about Top Fuel. 3 boats came to make the attempt out here, maybe a little bit short on quantity, but not on quality. John Haas ended up in the #1 qualifier spot at 4.68 seconds. And let's talk to the fastest man in Phoenix, that's Jarrett Sylvie.
2008, hanging out in Phoenix, Arizona, opening round of the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Series. Jarrett Sylvie, Mother Nature, we got a battler today. We got a little bit of wind. It can be your friend, it can be your foe. What is it today?
Today is definitely the foe. You know, I mean, with a hard crosswind, it's hard to keep these boats on the line. You know, they're big and heavy, and then once you pull the lid down, you're at her mercy because we have nothing left to hang on to.
The other thing you're battling today, we have a smaller field, which most racers would say, great opportunity to gather up big points, not Jarrett Sylvie.
No way. You know, we bring this hot rod to run as many laps as we can. That's what we're all about, is going rounds, and it's kind of a bad deal, you know, but it is what it is, and we're going to make the best of it.
Cool thing about you picked up a new sponsor that I think says it all about you.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we're proud to be sponsored by Jim Beam, and we really appreciate their help on this deal, and we hope to show them what we're made of today.
All right, Top Fuel Hydro, round number 1. And we saw Dennis Gibson, by the way. That was the guy that was leaning on the back of the boat. He's the guy that owns the Hot Licks boat that Jarrett Sylvie is campaigning. He'll line up next to Kevin Burgess, a guy that's been out here kind of hit and miss over the past few years, but has made a couple of really strong passes throughout his career.
Burgess struggled a little bit with this boat in qualifying, but you can't come up in round 1 and expect him to still struggle. You heard what Jared said about the wind. Watch when the cockpit comes down. At that point, if the wind blows the boat sideways, you could be in a whole pile of trouble.
All right, Jarrett Sylvie clicks it a little bit early right there, 5:03, just 200 miles per hour. But more impressively, the half-track numbers, I mean, having well over 200. The boat took a quick set there, Alan.
Watch it again on the Super Clean Super Shot. Kevin Burgess gets way out of shape, actually goes over and doinks the timers. Okay, well, there won't be many 60-foot times the rest of the day. But you're right, Jarrett Sylvie's boat, straight, true, right down Broadway and into the finals.
Jarrett Sylvie, great run, 5:03 at 2:09, but that's not really the story. The story is you were out there in a water rodeo.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. You know, we got a left to right crosswind, and like I said before, when you let go of the holding rope, you're at the mercy of the wind, and I tried to aim it left, and when you stab these things, they go where they're aimed, and the wind had turned me around to the right, and I've never put rudder in this boat in my life, and I had full left rudder in it to keep from hitting the end buoys, because that's a disqualification.
How about the hands? How did the hands look when you're on the wheel?
Completely upside down. It's a crazy deal.
So you told us earlier you love to get extra runs. You got another extra run.
Absolutely, man. You know, this is awesome. I mean, a first-round win, you know, Eddie and them guys are trying some new boat, and I kind of feel bad for them guys, but we got to go rounds, man. We're trying to win a championship.
Pro modified category, and that's the tough category because you have to race both ends of the track, and we're talking about a 7-second index class. Brian Dunn nailed it in qualifying, dead on with a 4.
How about Sean Reed in number 7, and he's the defending champ.
The boat might be called top secret, but it is no secret that Sean Reed is your 2007 Pro Mod champion, back for another year and a whole new season.
Yeah, you know, it's been a long winter, and we changed a lot of parts, a new capsule, new wiring, new motor, everything, and we may have did too much all at one time. We're kind of fighting some stuff this weekend so far, but I think we found it, and I think we'll give Loomis a run for the money.
Let me ask you, man, wrapping up 2007, economics were starting to play a role in your racing program. It's no secret, 2008, the economy is nowhere near what it was even in 2007. How is that affecting you, Sean Reed?
It affects me so much that, we're one of the farthest teams. We come from Seattle, Washington, and, I'm leaving the boat down in L.A. because I can't afford to get it back and forth. So it's affecting me a lot. I don't get a chance to. We worked on it, tested in Bakersfield, and left it in L.A. and I can't afford to take it home. So we can't work on it till Lake Red Bluff, Nitro Nationals.
Tough way to go racing, but he is very, very good. He proved that a year ago. We'll find out how he does in round one. We'll take a look at the ladder here. You can see that Sean Reed will face off against number 2 qualifier Scott Loomis, 2 former champions.
And the winner of that matchup will get the winner of this matchup, Terry Kane and Vic Esposito. Vic, another former champion. This is one loaded side of the ladder.
Vic Esposito qualified with a 7.085. He'll be in the near lane. Terry Kane in the far lane, and he goes red by a bunch.
Better than a tenth of a second. He was early squeezing the trigger, and that's not the way you want to start your season. Vic Esposito will stop the timers at 7.14 seconds. That's a clean win. His reaction time a negative also, but it's first or worst. And since Terry Kane went red by a tenth, Vic Esposito gets the automatic win.
And you've got to wonder if Vic Esposito almost reacted to the engine that he heard over there in the other lane.
It's certainly possible. At that point, when you hear your opponent stand on the gas, your brain is telling you, just go, baby, just go. Well, he's going to round number 2.
Vic Esposito always has a smile on his face. Didn't get the championship in 07. I know you won it in 08. Very unusual start here with a double red light.
Yeah, we're not used to running in this kind of heat. This heat's it's putting us to the test. So I think we're going to have to step it up a little bit, back it off a little bit at the starting line so we don't have that red light again. And, just kind of get back in the groove. We've been a couple months since we've done anything.
Racing. I'll let you read into that as much as you want. Good luck, Vic.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, you guys. Appreciate it.
Next up, Brian Dunn, your number 1 qualifier, and Ryan Baxter. And if you take a look at the speeds for the top qualifiers, they're well up over 170 miles an hour. And that's what you need on these hot days. You have to have an engine that's capable of doing that. Typically, the high 160s will get you there.
Brian Dunn's going to get an easy one here because Baxter never left the holding rope. Up on the sponsors and just dancing her on down. 7:19, the elapsed time 1:47. And as you mentioned, Ken, that means he shut it off early.
Next up will be your reigning champ, Sean Reed, and of course Scott Loomis, who comes out with that normally aspirated mountain motor. That is a former Pro Stock power plant, 800 plus cubic inches in the far lane.
And another red light start, this time by just 0.03 of a second. But a miss is a mile. The red light's on, and Loomis is gone. Reed going to get the win. He was late on the 3, but he was green, and that's what counted.
Round 1 is so tough. We talk about it all the time. Everybody has some butterflies, and you come out there and you squeeze that throttle just a little bit too quick, and you'll be done for the day.
The Greater Austin Development Instant Replay. You see the red light come on the far side of the tree, and from the Credit Where Credit's Due department, Scott Loomis's boat was almost perfect at 7.02, but there's no overcoming that red light.
It's always good to be the defending champion because a lot of times you get a lot of momentum and a lot of luck coming your way. Definitely already starting the season off with good luck rolling your way.
Yeah, really shouldn't have had that round. Loomis was running real consistent all weekend so far, and we haven't managed to get down the track too good yet. And I think we found our problem, but we were coming from a 741, and we didn't know how far to tune it. So we ran an 11, and he ran an 02. He just got a little quick on the light and gave us the win. But, we'll take it because I red lit on him on the World Finals when it really mattered last year, and, I'll take it any way I can get it.
Yeah, Loomis ran identical numbers to his qualifying effort. Steve Rajic and Gary Bauer up next. And, we heard Sean Reed. He must have found something because he picked up a bunch there. He really played it smart. He got a little lucky as well. Great looking ride right there, though, for Gary Bauer. And Steve Rajic, always a tough competitor.
Capsules are down, and here we go. A green light start this time. Neither one of them's going to get in the Reaction Time Hall of Fame, but Steve was a little bit better on the tree. But he runs under 6:86. You can't run quicker than 7 seconds flat.
Yeah, that is the 7-second index class that we speak of. If you go quicker than that and your competitor does not go quicker than you, then you will lose. It's called breaking out. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened to Steve Radjic with a 686.
It's a nice side-by-side run on the Greater Austin Development Instant Replay, but the bottom line is that's too far out in front.
Gary Bauer proving when you're running on the index, it isn't always the guy who gets down the track the fastest, because if you break out, see you later.
That's true. I also messed up the lights a little bit, first round jitters, and I was fortunate to get the win there.
When you say you messed up on the light, what do you mean first round jitters? I mean, you're a cagey old veteran. I don't expect you to get jitters.
Actually, this is only my second full year of competition, so I do get first round jitters, first race of the year. I made a little mistake, and I ended up cutting a pretty late light. I was fortunate to get the win there.
Bottom line is you can fix that, and you're moving on.
Yeah, I'm thankful for. Looking forward to it.
There was a couple of guys made mistakes and cut early lights, and they're on the trailer. Coming up, semifinals in Pro Mod.
Vaseline Intensive Rescue Lotion is specially formulated to deliver twice the moisture of E45 lotion. To help very dry skin lock in the moisture it needs.
And I know you wish that you could look like
me. The Murray Walker Scrapbook, a high-octane journey through the life of the world's favourite motorsport commentator. A fabulous large-format publication crammed with over 500 images, motorsport action, personal anecdotes, Formula One stories and behind-the-scenes information. Featuring contributions from many leading personalities, including Nigel Mansell, Lewis Hamilton, the Murray Walker Scrapbook is a must for every motorsport enthusiast. Available now in standard edition or as a limited deluxe edition, leather-bound and personally signed by Murray Walker. For more information and to order, visit www.porterpress.co.uk.
Oh, yeah, I'll try this. Oh, nice. Hello? Hello? Oh, give it here. What are you doing?
Batteries can let you down. Get a wind-up torch with emergency mobile phone charger from Unicom.
Yeah? Huh, thanks.
From Unicom's innovative range of wind-up products, available at selected major retailers.
Welcome back to the 24th annual Lakefest presented by K&N. We're here in Chandler, Arizona with the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Racing Series. We are in the Pro Modified category. This will be round 2. We are down to the final 4 as we take a look at the ladder. Some tough players out here.
Brian Dunn, your #1 qualifier. And how about that matchup between Sean Reed and Vic Esposito? You think these guys are going to be taking it easy?
Man, Sean Reed's not getting any gimmies here today. First he has Scott Loomis, now he has Vic Esposito. These two guys battled so hard just 1 year ago, but Sean Reed has been sneaking up on it.
Let's find out who's going to take the first poke here in the 2008 season, and this baby's over. A broken boat on the holding rope.
Boy, and he ran it down through there, 7:03, 171 miles an hour, and 024 light, a great reaction time. Let's go on board with Sean Reed.
E3 spark plugs take us inside the capsule of the top secret boat. You just saw the tree go flashing by, and now it's just a matter of holding straight. But 7:03, I gotta believe when your opponent's broke, you take your foot off the gas a little sooner.
Yeah, I know the economy's tough, but you might want a couple of radios and a spotter to help you out.
Sean Reed, it doesn't get much better than this, an 02 light and an 03 run.
We're starting to get a handle on it now. We had troubles Friday and Saturday, and even first round against Loomis. We might say we got a little lucky with him red lighting, but we're getting a handle on it now. We're going to keep going.
Well, you know what? Great run. Congratulations on that. But it was a little scary for you on the other end. You were trapped in the capsule. What happened?
Somebody left a blue rag on my shoulder, and when I shut the lid, I jammed the blue rag in the latches, and it wouldn't let me out. And that's the first time. That was a bad feeling. I don't ever want to go over.
How'd you end up getting out?
Rescue.
Rescue had to come and pull the pins because of a blue rag?
Yeah, it was jammed in it pretty good. I pulled down real hard that time, and I wanted that thing to latch. So, yeah, they had to pull it out, and even they had a hard time getting it out.
The good news is you're moving on.
Yeah, we are, and I want to thank NGK Spark Plugs. Man, they give me some product this year, and also Vic Esposito, Loomis, all them guys for showing up, making this Lakefest opener great.
And, of course, that is a scary situation. So we take a look at Brian Dunn and Gary Bauer. But if that capsule lid is stuck and for some reason he goes under, it's not the scenario you're hoping for.
Now, the capsule's definitely there to protect you, but you need to be able to get out of it in an emergency. Red light start this time for Brian Dunn. He squeezes the trigger just a blink too early, and he's out. Gary Bauer will come back and run the final against Sean Reed.
Boy, plenty of red lights out here today, no doubt about it, and these guys are dishing them out. Done a little too quick by 25 thousandths of a second.
You can see the boats as they take a set on our super clean super shot. You pick your number off of the countdown, 9, 8, 7, 6, hit the gas, and if you hit it early, you'll get the red light. You get a red light, we'll see you at the next race.
Here's where the butterflies are going to turn to pterodactyls into the final round, but you're going against the defending champion.
Yeah, my first time for a final. I'll say if I win, I'll definitely have earned the victory.
How will you celebrate if you do win tonight? Are the drinks on you tonight?
Sure, why not?
See, this is why you want to come and hang out in person, because when Gary Bauer wins, Gary Bauer buys. The only thing he's got to get past is Sean Reed.
Sean Reed, we talked to at the beginning of the show. During the off season, did a lot of work on the boat, changed a lot of things, came in here, was basically lost, was nowhere near the number in qualifying, but the other guys have given him enough time to figure this boat out. I got a feeling that may be bad news for Gary Bauer.
Yeah, Sean Reed has definitely picked up the pace. 7:41 is what he qualified with. Comes out in round number 1, puts a 7:11 up on the board, and then a 7:03 in the semifinals. It looks to me like he's on. Here we go. Showtime and a red light. Gary Bauer, unfortunately, will go red and hand it right over to Sean Reed.
Gary Bauer was a little bit late in the semifinal, speaking about his reaction time. He came back in the final, knew he needed to tighten it up, and he went too far. .130 on the wrong side of the tree. And Sean Reed, qualified number 7. When you get the champion down, you can't give him an opportunity to get back up. Came in here with a brand new boat, came in here with a boat that really was not running a number, was not capable of going rounds, but he's going to leave with the trophy and obviously the early season point lead.
He picked up where he left off. Let's talk to our champ.
The smile says it all. You tuned for a 7:04, you ran a 7:05, and you kicked the season off with a win.
Yeah, just like we did last year. We won the first 2 last year, and kind of sputtered down the stretch and made a lot of changes during the off season. So, we're starting good and barely had a grasp on it. We didn't even, I woke up this morning thinking we were loading up by 10:30 in the morning, and got relatively lucky by Loomis red lighting, but we kind of learned what we had to learn on that run and tuned up from there and ran a nice 0:03 and a nice 0:05, and it's tough to beat. So we'll take the win, go home.
Let's talk about the top end of the track. You didn't want to give it away. There's been trouble up there all day today. We'll talk about that for a second.
Well, the 7:05. Bauer hasn't ran. Everybody's watching everybody in this class. It's all about the start. And it's all about not breaking out. So, Bauer hasn't really ran like a 7:18 or 7:20. That's about the best he's ran all weekend. So we're watching that. So we don't want to tune up to a 0.2 or an 0.1 because a hundredth of a second is just too close. We can go run 99 with a 5 and go home. And so we left some margin of error. We wanted Bauer to beat us because we're still reigning champs, and we figured that they got to beat us. So we tuned kind of conservative, and it happened that he red lit and also broke out. But he had a good tune in that boat, and for not running an 18 or a 20 all day to tune up and run 98, he was coming after me.
As you might imagine here, that's the first of 8 events. It's Sean Reed on top of the points, followed by Gary Bauer, your runner-up. This is how they shake down in Division 1 of 3 divisions of Pro Mod. Jared Silvey and John Haas, two big-time hitters right here, and they know how to put some numbers up on the board. In fact, it was John Haas that ran that 468 in qualifying. It was the third quickest pass in the history of drag boat racing. And then we also saw Jared Silvey come out here and run over 240 miles per hour. These guys can get it done.
It's going to be interesting here in the final round. John Haas and his team elected not to make their bye run. Now, that is perfectly within the IHBA rules, but most of the guys like to make the laps, like to at least come up and test. They didn't, so we'll see if that red, white, and blue boat can go back to his qualifying pace and win this deal.
A seasoned veteran in the far lane.
That's a good green light start. Rooster tails up to the finish line. Oh, Silvey blows up just before the finish line, but holds on to win it. Look at the numbers down there, 499, 225 miles an hour, and this thing didn't make it all the way to the finish line, Ken.
And you know what? More impressively, at the half-track mark, as you watch the boat on the left-hand side of your screen there, he was going 207 miles per hour in the first half of the track. Then right there, of course, it grenaded the motor, and his day was done, but it ended as a winner.
It's a classic case where the boat would have been just as blown up if he'd have lost, but it feels a little bit better when you're holding the trophy. Silvey was better on the tree, and he led this one all the way down. Even though his motor expired just before the finish line, he had enough momentum from the bang to the win light.
Man, I love it when you got a whole lot of firsts going on. Jared Silvey, new boat, new motor, new sponsor, and the first time on top of the podium here in Top Fuel Hydro.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You know, Speed and them guys, Speed Sports Special is a class act, you know, and we've been chasing them for, I don't know, we finished number 2 to them last year, and, you know, they're a class act, but trust me, we've been working hard, and we've been doing our homework, and we're here to play.
Let's take us back to the run, man. You're going down there. I want you to describe it like you did when you came up the ramp to me. What was going on in that boat?
Well, it was trucking to the 8th mile, and then it started heating itself up, and I was just willing it to the other end, and fortunately we got there first.
And you were on fire by the time you got to the other end.
Ah, well, that's just part of the game. This is the final round, man. You burn them to the ground. That's what we do.
You know, I love that attitude. You started the day out by going, man, I come here to run it. This is my toy. Now you're the points leader as we head to round number 2 in Red Bluff.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it. I got to thank, you know, Jim Beam came on board to help us out this weekend, and I really appreciate that. And all my crew, you know, and Dennis, the whole Hot Licks Enterprises team is a class act themselves.
And, of course, Dennis is Dennis Gibson, the man that owns the boat, and I guarantee you he doesn't care if they burn it to the ground on the final round as long as they're on top of that board right there in the points.
Let's take a look at the other winners from here at Lakefest. Chad Klug took home the trophy in River Racer, Jay Johnston in Stock Eliminator, and Bob Prigmore, he's your modified champ. Top Eliminator went to Paul Fontenot. Pro Eliminator was Tim Kelly, and it was Brad Perrick in Pro Comp Eliminator. That's all your winners from the 24th Annual Lakefest, presented by K&N Filters.
It's been an exciting race. Hope you enjoyed it. This show has been produced by Lucas Oil Studios in HD. For Terry Boyd and Alan Reinhardt, I'm Ken Stout. Thanks for watching the Lucas Oil IHBA Drag Boat Racing Series.